Greetings, Keller Williams agents and guests. Danny Grimes and Molly D'Amato here with another bold niblet. So Molly's got a couple scenarios she's going to start off and role play, and I'm going to just follow her instructions. She's taking the lead. Go ahead, Molly.
Thanks, Denny, and hey, everybody. Nice to be nibleting with you. I trust you are continuing your bold journey with gusto and looking forward to October like the rest of us. So wanted to chat today. I've gotten a couple requests. Denny and I have seen some requests on there about what do you do when you get a little pushback on just going straight to a builder or to the sales department of some new construction. So Denny, I would love if you and I can role play this in a minute. What I'm going to do is kind of show y'all that just like everything we're talking about here, this is a conversation. You're going to utilize questions. You're going to utilize your listening skills, and from your previous script practices, you know the systems: feel, felt, found, understanding, digging deeper. All of those models that you've been learning, they're all going to come into play here. Sometimes even a little bit of forward, depending on your relationship and what you know about Denny or your person. So in this scenario, Denny is a seller of mine as well, and we're in the portion where we're kind of talking about what's going to be next. And he's going to be brushing me off, just wanting me as his listing agent and not his buyer's agent. So you ready to go, Denny?
I'm ready to go.
Fantastic. So Denny, I'm super excited for y'all. It looks like we pretty much have everything we need here to get this rolling and get your home sold. So out of curiosity, I know you and I lightly talked that you're going to be staying here in the area. What are your plans for identifying your next home that you're going to live in?
Well, we've set up a couple of searches on Zillow, Realtor.com, and we are open to anything you have to bring to us that we don't know about. And you did such a great job helping us get our home ready, and it's about ready to go under contract. We just kind of want to let you know we've been doing a lot of scouting around. We've got a lot of friends in the business, and so we've kind of talked about it, and we want you to help us, in anything that on MLS, whether it's a resale. However, with the builders in town, we're going to the builders directly because we think we can maybe get a better deal.
Yeah, I totally, completely understand where you come from, Denny. You two are smart cookies, and you've done a lot of real estate, so I understand why you'd be saying that. So tell me though, what are you thinking you're going to get by going directly to the builders? Just help me understand how you're thinking.
Well, I think that the builders build in a commission or a fee, and they pay their people, and I think that. And I saw it somewhere online, so it has to be true, right? That we'll get a better deal for the builder if they don't have to pay an outside broker. And I'm happy to pay, you earn your fee on houses that you're showing us.
Sure.
However, we can drive up and walk into a model center, without any help.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. And I totally get that. I know you all have been wonderful, and just know that I honor our relationship, which is why this conversation is really important to me, because I do want to make sure that you end up in the right home for you and your family, which is ultimately, of course, what you want. Am I right about that?
You bet.
So tell me a little bit about the process, the building process, and what you know so far.
Well, I mean, we've been here a while, so we kind of know the lay of the land, and we're going to go in, the areas that we want to be in the school zone. So we've identified the builders that are building there.
Right.
And we're going to go in and visit them over the weekends, maybe the next couple weekends, and walk in and see what they have available. And if we find what we like, we'll see if we can cut a deal.
That's wonderful. So curious, Denny, I know that you know this. Just want to triple check with you though. In your experiences, when you've spoken with builders, do you find them generally to be looking out for the best interest of the people they're building for, or the people who are buying what they're building?
That's a fair question. It's kind of like buying anything. You go into Sears and buy a washer and dryer, or the car lot and buy a car. I guess we're probably working for the builder, and however, they can't treat us poorly. I mean, they've got good reputation, so it's probably somewhat balanced.
Okay, and I agree. I think you're probably right there, and of course, we've got lots of great folks around here. That said, I'm curious, Denny, knowing me and knowing how I work, and that I would be working to protect you both, if we were to have a conversation with a builder and it wasn't going to change what you were paying for the home, would you then want someone absolutely exclusively on your side to protect you in the process?
Well, define have a conversation with the builder. What do you bring to the table, Molly?
Sure, great question. And Denny, that's exactly why we should meet. See, I've been doing this for quite a while around here, and I have a ton of great relationships, as you know, just like I have with you. And so a lot of times we have found that when we have conversations directly with the builder, they've frankly already planned for that 6% commission or whatever they've negotiated in. And the savings very rarely actually ends up going to the buyer, which is why I'd love to sit down and chat with y'all. If there were ever a point where you could save money by going directly to the builder, I would never, ever want to stand in the way. That being said, if I can get you the same product at the same price and offer my expertise and help guide you the way that you like to be guided, isn't that something you'd want to explore a little further?
Well, I mean, it's very compelling, and I want to say yes. I'm still a little bit concerned if they see you walk in and representing us that already part of the negotiation's gone.
Yeah, they smell blood, right? They're like, oh, the price goes up as soon as they see the realtor. No, and I completely understand where you'd think that, and many people have felt that way before. What we found, though, is that in this industry, you know, I'm a builder myself, frankly, a builder of relationships, right? And so because I've built all these relationships, they're honestly going to be happy to see me. I totally understand how you could see it a different way, yet because of that relationship and the communication bridge that we're going to be able to gap together, they're pretty happy to have someone in the middle who knows the conversation to have and can help manage expectations. It's not always the case. I don't want to promise you something in every situation. However, with many new construction homes, that is exactly the case. And if that were the case, and you could have someone representing you exclusively, wouldn't you want that? And you don't have to answer me right now. In fact, Denny, why don't we do this? Why don't you come to my office? I'm going to do a little research on the area that you're looking for and let you know kind of some of the builders and neighborhoods that I already have established relationships in. Come to my office. We'll have a conversation around it. If it makes sense, then I can move forward and help you. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. I just want you to know I'm here for you.
Well, my wife's kind of elbowing me, and we have a confession today. So it sounds like okay. I mean, it sounds like we can have that conversation. However, we've already been out on one weekend, and so on Oak Brook and Meadowbrook, we've already been over there and talked to those guys.
Good for you. You have some pricing already?
They gave us a brochure, and we
Perfect.
came in. We signed their guest book or whatever, and there was a question on there, and they asked if we had a broker. Sorry, Molly, we said no.
No problem. No need to apologize, Denny. And we'll chat about those too. And when you come in, I'll just sit down, show you all these things. And if the pricing, again, is exactly the same and I can be your guide, I sure would love to do it.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. So we'll end there.
Pardon me?
I was going to say, we're just going to end the role play there so they know we're out of the role play now. It's just back to Coach Denny and Coach Molly.
Yeah, out of the role play. And so I'm just telling you from my side, and again, I've spent 15 years in new home sales. And so one of the things that I really like about what Molly has demonstrated and mastered in this, in many different acknowledgments, she never makes me feel bad whatsoever. The other key line is, and I used it before, yeah, I'm a builder too. I'm a builder of relationships. I mean, that kind of like melted me right there. So I think it was an awesome job, Molly. And how did you feel at your end?
Well, I really want everyone to hear that this was really a mashing together of the things we know and what we've studied. We've got to empathize with people. We've got to meet them where they are, and we've got to understand their fears. Denny in the role play has an actual valid point. There are instances where builders say it will be cheaper. That doesn't happen all the time, though. And sometimes that's already built in. And just like when we negotiate in your real estate world that the sellers already agreed to pay 6% commission, an agent who does the buyer side and the seller side is going to get the whole commission. So it's kind of the same thing. Know what you're talking about. The main thing is to help them understand what their options are and to be there with an open mind. Notice I didn't have commission breath. I'm not going in and saying, oh, you're going to have to pay me, Denny. You need a guide. They're going to get you left and right. They're going to nickel and dime you. That's not the approach, right? It's about helping them understand their options and then being okay with the outcome. If ultimately Denny finds a builder that legitimately has a huge discount for not using a broker, I'm of course still going to be there to help him, guide him, help him along the way. And I'm going to give him a high five and say, great job, Denny, because it's about the relationship. I know that when I treat him with respect, he won't be afraid to call me next time. And that's really what the script is about.
You did a great job with that. And you didn't say, I want to represent you. You left that out. You were more coming from service. And you guys, the last final point is that, other questions you can ask is that, number one, they may have that feeling. Molly never made me feel wrong about thinking that. She actually agreed with me. Here's the thing, and questions you can ask your potential buyers or sellers that want to shop new construction. Let me ask you, Molly, let's just reverse it for a second. How many homes will you be buying from the builder?
Probably just one.
Awesome. And because I've been in real estate here X number of years, and our office has been here X number of years, how many homes do you think we sell for them?
I don't know. That's a great question. Probably more than one.
So don't you think it's important that the builder obviously going to treat you well? They want to treat us well because we're a great funnel for them, correct?
Great point, Denny. Great point. Yep.
Secondly, if there was a resale available in the same community, maybe somebody just bought it and got transferred, and it was basically almost a brand new home. Wouldn't you want to know about that?
For sure. Yeah.
And last question is, if sometimes builders offer specials that maybe you are not aware of because you weren't in the market when they were offering the specials. However, we know about it. And because we know about the specials they were offering that maybe just ended like 2 weeks ago, we sometimes can bring that card in and help you save money. Can you see how that would be a benefit?
100%. That'd be great.
So,
holy cow,
awesome
where do I sign? Signature.
Nice job, Molly. Okay, so
that's just a little niblet for everyone. Think of, here's your homework for this one. Think of how you can transition those exact models and the way we just mashed up a bunch of systems and models into any kind of objection. That's a good piece of homework to do, to sit down and write your own script using those tactics on your own objections. So that's your niblet on buyer reluctance when it comes to new construction. Niblet 8.